So you were 17 when he proposed?
Yeah.
How did you know at 17, this is what I want?
Oh, well, it wasn't 17. We asked my dad when I was 16 if we could get married.
We kissed and then we stopped kissing while we were dating.
Were you nervous on the wedding day? Like, were you worried that it might look awkward?
Like we might glitch.
Go for the cheek.
Did you guys wait till marriage?
Yeah.
How was
I
that?
think we got married so quick.
I know. I'm like, I kind of assumed. That's hard.
Yeah, tell me about it.
You had a yeast infection that trip because we were newlyweds, and no one
told me.
No one told Abby to pee after we did it. So
Oh my gosh, wait, same.
We sat down with TikTok stars Cash and Kate, who got married right out of high school. You might have seen some of their comedy skits online where they share everything from the realities of being married young to living with their in-laws. We talk about saving kissing for marriage, posting thirst traps, UTIs, and so much more, all on today's episode. This episode of the Unplanned podcast is brought to you by Huggies. Baby butts rejoice. New Huggies Skin Essentials are here. A brand new dermatologist-approved line of diapers, wipes, and pull-ups training pants designed with babies' sensitive skin in mind. Can we just get the record straight? How old are you guys? Because I literally have no idea.
12.
No, she's not, by the way.
Wait, are you guys 2019? How, like...
I'm 19.
You're 19?
Yeah.
Yeah, 19. I'm 21.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way.
You ever heard the meme 21? Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That was so long ago for me, but then I just like meeting you guys, I'm like, oh yeah, they're probably like 20,
No, Matt,
23.
mentally, I feel the same though as like when we were 19 and 20.
Like, true, I get that. But
I
like,
had the same thoughts.
19 to me is I'm like, oh my gosh, like you're a child. Like you're
So valid.
You're not
how
though. No,
old are
we're
you
married.
But, okay, yeah, you guys are married. How long have you guys been married?
Almost 2 years.
Wait, so were you 7?
No, okay, so I turned 18, and 2 days after we turned 18, I got married.
Her dad's only wish when we asked if we could get married was just wait till she's 18. So we waited 2 days.
And then we got married. So I'm going to turn 20, and then it'll be our 2 years, 2 days later.
You guys,
Wow.
that is
Yeah.
really young.
I know.
How old? So you were 17 when he proposed.
Yeah.
She was in high school.
I was like in...
You got engaged in high school. What did people think? What did people tell you?
Oh, I was a... I mean, okay. From my perspective, which I don't know if anybody I went to school with ever sees my stuff anymore, but I literally left public school because it was too rough for me once I started doing social media.
No.
And so, because I started right around COVID. And so we were already online school. And then I started doing social media during COVID. And then when school started back up, we had the option to stay online. So I was like, I'm going to stay online. And I was still like at the same school though. And then the next year, my school didn't offer online. I had to go in person, and I was like, no. So I just never went back. But I saw like, I don't know, I knew people made fun of me. Like I would see my stuff posted in people's private stories and like stuff like that. And then when we got engaged, people were kind of mocking me in my own comments because I saw someone that was like, congrats. And I was like, I don't think you really mean that.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But it's fine. I'm good now.
That has to be really hard. Like,
Yeah, it was a weird time, honestly. Like,
How did you know? Because you're so young. You guys are in love. You're dating. You're probably talking about getting engaged. Like,
yeah.
How did you know at 17, this is what I want?
Oh, well, it wasn't 17. It was more like 16. We asked my dad when I was 16 if we could get married, and he was like...
His only words were, I'll think about it. That was it. We were watching the garage. I was like, Scott, my man. And then I asked him, and were you there too?
I don't remember if I went down that night.
Yeah, and he was like not even looking at me. He was like messing with like his thing in the garage, and I'm just like staring at his back, and I'm like, yeah. So like, what do you think about us getting married? And he literally doesn't even look at me, doesn't turn around. He just goes, I'll think about it.
were you nervous or?
Well, he was like 17 at the time too, so you were probably a little nervous.
Yeah, maybe a little, but Scott's pretty cool. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we started dating when I was 15, I believe. Yeah, I was 15, but we had known each other. We met when we were like 10. So we had like always liked each other, and we would always kind of flirt with each other when we'd see each other, and like we just didn't start dating until we were 15 and 16. But
And at this point, you were making music on YouTube, right? Like, did you look at him and you're like, oh my gosh, this, like, I'm dating a pop star. Like, this is insane.
It was weird because I had known him before he really started doing social media. And so we always talked, and like then he starts doing social media, and I was like, oh, it's cool, but like I didn't think much about it. I mean, I was like, it's cool. And then we started dating, and it was when I started doing social media with him is when it kind of hit me. I was like, oh, this is a lot.
A lot,
Yeah.
like how?
It was Well, he was kind of, when he was 16, not so much anymore because he's married, but when he was 16, he was like, a lot of the girls had a crush on him, and he was just kind of like...
Not anymore? Wow. You say it. I don't... Okay, all right.
I'm just saying.
It's fine, yeah.
No, but he's just because you're married now. But yeah, so a lot of the girls didn't like that he had a girlfriend, and it was crazy. It was weird because I wasn't used to people like online hating on me like that because I didn't do social media. So it was like out of nowhere, I was just like flooded with comments and hate and DMs and like death threats and like just like crazy things. And then you go to their account and it's literally like an 11-year-old girl. And I'm like, where is your mother? Like, it was crazy. So that was the hardest for me, was that there were so many people online that were being so mean about it. But other than that, and the people at school that I knew were kind of laughing at me. But
How did you deal with that? How did you cope?
I did the best I could to ignore it. I mean, a lot of times I didn't want to do it. I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I hate it. And he was like, you're not going to let the people you go to school with talk you out of this because you're like, you can do so good with this. And I was like, okay. So it was like that, and I had a few like good friends that kind of helped me to like get through it. They were like, okay, what you're doing is really cool and everyone knows it. They're just all making fun of you because it's easy to make fun of you and not support you. But
what did your parents say
about which part? Social media?
Yeah.
They were kind of confused. It all happened so fast. I started doing social media, I got all the followers, we get engaged, we got married. It all happened so fast to them. So I think they were very overwhelmed with it all. They were overwhelmed because I started right when I turned 16 and I started making money then. So I've never actually had like a real job. So that was one thing that they really wanted me to like experience. But by that point I was making money. So it was like, maybe not. And then when we wanted to get married, they were not concerned. They were just like, you can wait a little bit, And I was like, no. And so they finally came to like terms with it, and then they were like happy with it and they supported it.
You don't hear about a lot of high schoolers. Like, we were the same way, honestly. In high school, we were like, we're gonna get married, like, and people were like, okay, like, cute down the line, right? And we're like, no, we want to get married soon. We got married a couple years after high school, but like, they're definitely, a lot of people were confused about it because you don't hear a lot of high schoolers talking about marriage. Like, what were your like, what was your, did you always know you wanted to get married young, or was it something that's just like, the timing felt right?
No, I mean, I didn't really picture myself getting married right out of high school. But I think for him it was different because he, like, you were homeschooled and stuff. And so
what does that got to do with it?
You were homeschooled?
Yeah.
Oh, ask him what grade he stopped doing school.
Freshman year, I kind of dropped out, but...
And then his mom, because in the state of Oklahoma, whenever your parents say you're done with school, they give you a diploma. So she still gave him a high school diploma.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, the state doesn't... They don't test you or anything if you're homeschooled.
Yeah.
And it's like I think it's like one of 2 states maybe. But yeah, as soon as your mom is like, okay, you're done, like, you're done. So like...
Was that so you could pursue social media and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, my mom would try to get me to do school, and I was just doing social media, live streaming, like all that stuff, traveling. And then when you're live streaming, you're like trying to grow a business essentially, right? And then your mom's like, all right, now do math. I was like, I'm okay. And so we just argued a lot until I brought my mom to tears almost every day because I didn't want to do school. I felt really bad for her now. But at the time I was like 14, so I guess I didn't really care as much. I was like a rebel teenager.
Were you making money though, or was it like, I'm gonna go live stream to my 3 followers?
Yeah, no, that was the issue. Is I was making money. And
you were.
And she was like, she's like, I know, math seems stupid now. But I was like, you always told me to do something, so to find a job. And I was like, what's school for? It's to find a job, like, essentially, right? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. So it was rough. I brought her to tears a lot. So then eventually she just kind of gave up, but it ended up being for the better.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out, but because he was like, what were you, 14, 15 when you really started making money? Because he was so young and making like just the amount of money he was making, a 15-year-old should never have that much.
Wait, how much money were you making at 15?
Like, it was okay, no. It was not like
was it
more than the average 15-year-old.
More or less than 100K at 15?
It was probably more. Yeah.
Oh my god,
so
that's insane.
But
dude,
also,
like, when I was a kid growing up, my dad was like, if you can make more than 100K a year, like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You've made it. And so like,
that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. A 15-year-old. Holy cow.
And it was just all out of my bedroom. So then like my mom would be like trying to like get me to do school, and I'm like, Mom, I'm working here, and she's like, I know, but like,
Please just do your math homework.
Okay, so to the 15-year-old watching right now who wants to make 100K, what in 30 seconds, how did you do that?
Pretty much all live streaming was the way to do it back then. It was in Musical.ly. Do you guys know what Musical.ly is?
Oh, so Musical.ly is where you made it. Okay.
Yeah, it was just all live streaming. There was no brand deals on Musical.ly, nothing like that. So it was just all live streaming.
You were very consistent with it. Like, he would miss out on his family and friends' birthday parties so he could live stream.
Yeah, my mom was pretty worried about me because like my cousins would invite me over for their birthdays, and I was like, I can't. I gotta live stream.
And then like you went and you said,
yeah, my mom was like, you gotta go to your cousin's birthday, and I was like, okay, as long as I can live stream there. So I was like, do you guys mind
gosh.
if I like go into your parents' bedroom or whatever for like an hour or two to live stream? And they're like, yeah, that's fine.
And people sent you like gifts or something? Is that how you made it? Okay.
Yeah, it was like that like Twitch streaming type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
I've literally never met somebody that did that. Like, I didn't know that was actually a thing.
Yeah.
I just thought that was I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it seems like a lot. But then I moved out to LA when I was like 16. So 100K in LA is not much actually.
Yeah.
Were you doing like pranks or like what were you doing to make the live stream entertaining?
You haven't seen my. Oh wow, you should see the Musical.lys. They're not. Do you guys want me to show it on here or? Because they can't see it.
I don't know. I guess you could just tell me verbally. I don't know.
Yeah, it was. I mean, do you know what Musical.ly is?
Yeah, I do. Like that became TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just kind of staring at the camera, and that's it. Like it was just.
It was like bite your lip and like.
Just like you did thirst traps.
Yeah,
you were doing thirst. You were a 15-year-old thirst trapper.
Yeah, I was.
And
were you shirtless doing these?
Not very often. It was very rare.
Oh my, your poor mom.
Terrible hat.
Oh my god.
The hat you had.
Oh come on, I'm talking about that kid.
He like goes into Hot Topic or something and comes out with this.
No. Maverick got me the hat.
Comes out. We wore it legitimately way too often. I don't know how your parents.
I was 15. I didn't know better.
It was
right?
like a light pink hat that literally just said "Daddy" across the front of it.
Oh my
And he would like
gosh.
unironically just wear that on the daily and like film TikToks in it, and he like And we look back now, and I'm like, how did you get away with that?
I know you gave your mother a heart
Your
attack.
poor mother.
Yeah.
No, and y'all don't. And it's not like his mom is crazy. Like, his mom is the like most genuine, sweetest, like Southern Christian. Just like wanted the best for her babies. Like, values every second she has with her kids. And her son's like, I need to move to LA. You're ruining my life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do you talk to her now? You're like,
yeah, great now. But like from the ages like 14 to 16, kind of rough.
You're like,
mainly because I wanted to move to LA, and she's like, "You're 15 years old. You can't move to LA."
Yeah.
So your parents, I can't imagine. You know, they're seeing Cash's thirst traps at 15. They're like, this is who my daughter's marrying.
Yeah. So, and that was, it was. I mean, my parents knew that we would be like financially stable. They knew that that's what got us the financial.
Anytime money got low, I just got give me the hat with that.
So it was, but it also helped that I don't know that they would have fully been on board, but this is a huge part. So he's actually my childhood best friend. I met her when I was like 5, is his cousin. So I was like friends with her for years, and then I met Cash, and my family is like super close with her family. Like, my dad and her dad are best friends. So his uncle is like one of my dad's best friends. So he like vouched. He was like, listen, I know it's strange, but like he'll be okay. Like,
he's a good kid.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that brought them a lot of peace of mind, knowing that he didn't come from some crazy family. Like, he was like, he had very smart parents and stuff that like did the best they could raising someone.
When
like
you
him.
said cousin, I got worried for a second. I was like, are you
Oklahoma.
saying that like, okay, is this an Oklahoma thing? Like,
No.
Since our parents are siblings, so it was fine. Yeah.
I know, I kind of get tongue twisted saying it, that
Yeah.
like, because now my best friend is my cousin-in-law, and like, it's just a weird.
But that did happen in our town a lot. We grew up in a small town. Like, it was like 5,000 people. And one of my cousins, when he was in like, I don't know, probably 7th grade, he was dating this girl at school. And then his dad finally figured out who it was, and he was like, "Oh, son,
No.
you can't date her."
First cousin?
No, it was like 2nd or 3rd.
No, but everywhere you go in their town, I'm from Dallas. Like, I've always lived in like a huge city, but everywhere you go in their town, it's like, oh yeah, I know him. He's like my 6th cousin.
Yeah.
Like, everybody, they're just
It
like
was probably
somehow.
because of the church we grew up in too, though.
Yeah.
The church we grew up in was like very like you could only, or not, we didn't grow up. The church my parents grew up in, they ended up leaving it, but you can only date people from that church.
Yeah.
Really?
So the dating pool's not very big. So it's like,
That's tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, was it like Amish?
No, it's. I mean,
don't even
it's
know
not
how-
like popular at all. It's a branch of like Christianity, kind of, right? But yeah, it was an interesting church. Like women weren't allowed to cut their hair. Like yeah, you had to date. You couldn't date another denomination. So yeah, but I mean,
okay.
everybody left it now. But
Yeah.
Was isn't there a thing, I don't know if it's the same denomination, but isn't there a thing like, yeah, women can't wear makeup, and then you have like some sort of revelation or something at some point, or like what's it called? I'm so curious.
no, I mean, there's not really a name for it.
Oh,
That's the
there's
thing.
no name for the denomination?
I mean, not really. No, it's just like I mean, I'd have to ask my parents like the specific thing. I mean, I left when I was like 2 because they left. But
gotcha.
Yeah, so I don't
Okay.
know too much about it, but
Wow. So,
So-
we could have not gotten married.
yeah.
That would have been crazy.
So I feel like there's so much to unpack with you guys. I'm just learning right now. But how did you two ever end up crossing paths? Because you're in Oklahoma, you're in Dallas.
Yeah. So my best friend lives
Oh.
like 10 minutes away. So I was always at her house. And since
The one my uncle.
Yeah, and so he would come down to visit his family because they're cousins. He'd come see his cousins,
Gotcha.
and anytime I found out he was in town, I was there. I was like,
Sweet.
and honestly, my best friend deserves a formal apology for all that I put her through those years because like, I was probably not the best friend. I really just wanted to be with Cash when he was there, and I would kind of push her to the side and be like, listen, I need to be with Cash right now.
Are you
But-
still close with her?
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah. She's like, she was in our wedding and stuff. Like I'm super close with her.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
your families were like really connected.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
this episode of the Unplanned podcast is brought to you by Huggies. Name something worse than diaper rash.
It's hard to think of something. I hate when our kids have diaper rash. It's
It's
so
so
sad to see them
sad.
in that pain, and then their booty's all red.
It has to
And
be uncomfortable.
You just want the best for your child, and that's why we're so thankful for Huggies and what they're doing to help combat diaper rash.
Baby butts rejoice.
Hey!
New Huggies Skin Essentials are here. A brand new dermatologist approved line of diapers, wipes, and pull-ups training pants are designed with babies' sensitive skin in mind, which we do have babies with sensitive
Yes,
skin.
we do. Their skin is so sensitive. Like
know.
even some laundry detergent, with,
Oh yeah,
if
we
it's
use
scented,
only fragrance-free.
it'll like mess with their skin. So we have to be really careful with the diapers that we put on them. Big fans of Huggies over here. So if your kid has sensitive skin, definitely consider what Huggies is doing.
And I think they're comfortable for them too, which
Yeah.
is really important. Not just the material, but like around their legs and everything. It's like they're comfortable, they can move great in them. And yeah, the Skin Essentials diapers feature the Skin Protect liner and help protect against the top 2 causes of rash by managing moisture and runny mess. You know what I mean? The wipes are thick and have 0 harsh ingredients for a great, gentle clean. And the Pull-Up Skin Essentials has got your big kid covered too, with training pants that is ultra soft and breathable to help protect sensitive skin throughout potty training, which we're about to get into that stage.
Yeah.
The conversation has started in this house.
To grab some Huggies pull-ups here pretty soon.
Definitely gonna have to try out the Pull-Up Skin Essentials because we're about to have a big kid and we need his booty covered. Baby butts rejoice.
Baby butts rejoice.
Learn more at Huggies.com. Once again, head to Huggies.com to learn more.
That is so much fun to say. If you're watching this right now, just say it out loud. Baby,
Baby
butts,
butts
rejoice. Now back to the episode. By the way, how long did you guys date before you got married then? So 15 to 18, so 3 years?
2 years. Right at 2 years.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
okay, so we started dating when I was 15, and then like 2 weeks later I turned 16. So I guess I was pretty much 16. But yeah, because we started dating in June, and then we got married 2 years later in June. So
And did this happen while you were living in LA?
Oh, when we got married and dating?
Yeah, like when did LA happen?
So LA happened. I was like 16, right about to turn 17, and I moved out there. And then I lived out there for like a year and a half, 2 years, and then I moved back to Dallas because she lived there. How long did we date in Dallas?
probably a little over a year we were dating before we got married when he lived in Dallas.
Yeah, so probably like a year in LA, a year in Dallas, and then we got married. But we
Yeah.
would have got married way sooner if she didn't have to be 18. So.
Yeah.
Was that
A reasonable ask,
Yeah.
but
And your 18th birthday, was that right after high school graduation?
yeah, I was it was I'm telling you, it was a weird time. I was like finishing up high school, planning a wedding, and I was in a school like out of Houston, so I had to like drive 4 hours for my graduation, and like I could have graduated online, but my mom wanted me to like walk the stage, so I did that. But yeah, so it was like planning a wedding, graduating high school, going to graduation. I had like my bridal shower and my little bachelorette party. Like it all happened in like literally 2 months. And then I turned 18, and then we got married, and then we went on our honeymoon.
That's so much because I'm thinking like for anybody, like having a social media following,
Yeah.
like that's a job, like as a business too. And then you're getting married, you have high school still, you have like so much going on. I'm like, that'd be a lot of pressure for anybody. But on top of that, you're also a teenager. Like, I can't even imagine the pressure.
Yeah, but just like we were talking about before, like how you were like, oh, being married aged you. I felt like a lot older than I was because I was getting married. Like, it was, I don't know, it was weird. Like, I was 17 and I was still a teenager. I still am a teenager and I literally feel like I'm 30. Like,
It does require a maturity of you.
Yeah.
Like, that does, like, I guess aging, like, sounds bad, but it just makes you more mature.
Mentally
and, like,
ages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mentally ages.
But yeah, so it was like, I was in high school, but I didn't feel like I should be. Like,
Right.
I felt like I should have been way past that.
With all the, backlash you got online and dealing with hate and everything, especially in high school and with people that were even your peers, did you ever go to counseling? Did you ever, do anything like that to help cope?
No, I read my Bible. When you say like, how did you cope? That was my coping mechanism, was like, I like really turned to the Bible and was like, because that was another thing, was I was posting content and I was also posting a mix of like Christian content. So I was being I was a 16-year-old being very controversial. And so I was like, okay, well, like I'm being controversial. People don't like me because I'm dating Cash. People don't like me because I'm Christian and I'm saying this stuff, like, but I don't know. I just turned to the Bible.
Have you ever dealt with anything along that sort of like your peers making fun of you or teasing you online?
I mean, I would guess so, but I was homeschooled apparently. So,
So if your classmates are making fun of you,
Yeah.
that's
the teacher bullied me a lot. Yeah.
Classmates are your brother and he's making a whole lot of fun of you.
But like
Yeah.
your homeschool, like, right? Aren't there co-ops? Like my
Yeah.
cousin was homeschooled.
Yeah,
You'd go to
yeah.
a co-op. So
Yeah,
like,
we didn't think
you're-
like that, but I mean, it was just a small town, like country kids. And so, I mean, it was like nobody even like had phones. Like, I mean, we were like
Yeah.
13, 14. So it was
Yeah.
like,
Did you grow up on a farm? Like, were your parents like farmers?
I mean, kind of a farm. Like we
Yeah.
had like chickens and goats.
It's a farm.
okay.
They have
Okay,
like,
that sounds like a farm to me.
Yeah.
they have a bunch of land and a creek that they got to play in, and
cute.
Yeah, it was a farm, I guess.
Okay.
But, yeah. But no,
He's-
I guess to answer the question, I didn't really get like bullied or anything. I mean, online stuff, but I mean, like that's like every social media platform.
Yeah.
Like people,
Yeah.
right? I mean, but I mean, I just don't really like the comments and stuff like that. Just like never really got to me or anything like that. I mean, it
Yeah.
did to her a lot in the beginning. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I just never really cared about it.
he's
Very
never
much.
cared what anyone's thought about him, like at all. So like that was one thing, is when I was like getting upset about the hate I was getting, he was like, just don't care. I was like,
It's
I'll
like,
try that next
is
time.
it really
Thank
that
you.
easy? That's a superpower, isn't it?
It's crazy. And then like even still, sometimes I'm like, should we do that? Like that's kind of an odd thing to do. I don't want people to think we're weird. And he's like, I don't care.
That's Abby. Abby does not care what people think about her. I envy that so much. Like,
Yeah.
that truly is a superpower.
It is. It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Makes you unstoppable. You can do anything.
I know.
You could, I don't know what I was about to say, but you could do some weird stuff and be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I still like myself. Like,
I still like her.
Abby does some weird stuff and it's hilarious.
What do you mean?
Maybe it's because you're actually funny. Like, if I was funnier, like maybe I could be a little bit weirder. But then it's just like, it's not funny. When I try to be funny, not funny. Right? You try to be funny,
When you
hilarious.
try to be funny, I think it's cute.
That's everything you need to know right there.
That's everything you need. No, so you guys are making videos from a very young age and making videos together. Are there, I know for us, I can say there's videos that are on the internet of us that I'm
Cringy.
like, I wish that didn't get uploaded. Like, are there specific videos you ever think of, like, let's pretend that never happened?
Yeah, the ones with the hat. I really like those.
The daddy video.
Yeah.
We gotta go deep and find that one. I wanna.
Yeah, if you search Cash Breaker Musically, yeah, you'll get them.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't really care about uploading them. I mean, I think they're funny now still. Like she said, I mean, I don't really care what people think. So it's like, I mean, I think it's funny now. But I don't think I have any like videos that I don't really
Yeah.
regret.
I bet if I scroll far enough, I'll find some. There's probably some on our couple's channel that are a bit far that I'm just like, honestly, in the moment, we'll be filming something and I'm like, I don't want to. And he's like, well, we have to. And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
That's kind of the thing that, like, his
Okay, it's not like that. I'm not
Wait,
like, you will film
Oh,
this.
so you're forcing your wife to make
Yeah.
videos with you.
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Do you need help? Do you, like,
No, it's just because she always says, like, well, people are going to think, I get so annoyed at that
I
phrase.
did see a
I'm
video
like,
of you like wearing a dress or something like on your podcast.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that one I was like, we can't post this.
Did you guys like swap clothes for the day or like what was the whole?
No, I was just trying a new outfit. But I mean,
He's going for a new style.
yeah, it didn't work, so I didn't stick with it. But no, I'm kidding. No, I don't remember what that episode was. I think it was swapping clothes for a day, but I don't
Yeah.
think anybody else swaps clothes. I think it was just me.
Yeah. He
So-
like, I don't know. Our podcast, because, you know, we have like a younger audience and stuff, we try to be entertaining, and I guess that's his way of entertaining. Me personally, I would never entertain like that, but yeah, I mean, he definitely holds it down over there pretty well when he can do stuff like that and come up with stuff on the spot to keep people entertained. But
Did
you
your
thi-
oh sorry.
Go ahead.
Did your mother go with you to LA when you moved out at 16?
My brother did. I mean, he was 18, 19.
Oh,
So
okay.
he did, and then they moved out there or they lived with us for like the first 3 months.
yeah,
Your
and so-
parents lived with you guys?
Well, they still had their place and everything,
Oh,
but
okay.
they just like would come out there for like a month or two at a time.
Make
just
sure
'cause they-
everything's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess I made them feel pretty unwelcomed because I was like 17. I was like, I want to be on my own. So then they were just finally like, all right, we'll leave. I feel bad about it now, but
yeah.
I mean, as a 17-year-old, you could imagine.
But yeah, so when you asked about like him getting married young and stuff, like he didn't feel like he was making money at 15, and then he was able to move out when he was 16 by himself. He's living across the country, so like him getting married when he was 19 was like nothing. He was
Yeah.
like, I mean, yeah, I'm ready to get married. I've already had my fun.
So making videos and also being married, like I know for us, we're kind of in the same boat. Like it comes with its challenges. But have you found it challenging? Like anything specifically difficult navigating marriage while also like being in the public eye?
No, honestly, I feel like it's made our marriage so much better just being able to be together the way we are. Like every day we wake up and we're like, this is such a blessing. We just get to be together all day, work together.
Yeah, I feel so bad when people ask me like questions like that because I don't really have any good answers because people are always like, how do you guys navigate like work and marriage and like being together all the time? And I mean, I don't know. We just never had any issues with like any of that stuff.
Yeah, I
Same.
mean,
Yeah, we never
Yeah.
He's
know.
lying, actually.
never had any issues with that. You know?
you know, I'm sure.
Well, I can't tell if y'all are lying or not.
I'm lying, dude.
Matt's lying.
I'm lying. I'm like, what's the secret, man? How are you guys like? So it's like legit made your marriage better? Like it's made.
It's like, what do you mean? You get to be together all
I'm like,
day.
I'm just a little shook right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we haven't been married long enough. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we just never had any like big issues in
Yeah.
marriage or anything yet. But I mean,
Maybe they'll come. I mean, we're still young. Like, I'm sure they'll come.
yeah, I mean, if you ask me 10 years from now, I'll probably say something else. But I mean, I would say, are you saying like specifically like with work life type of
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we just have like our specific jobs. Like I do just most like the work stuff, and then I try to give her like only like what's needed, and then she just does all like our day-to-day stuff and house stuff and like all stuff like that. So it's just kind of like we each have like our separate things. Like it's together, but it feels separate kind of too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's just always like, you know, like putting the other one first. So it's like if she needs me to do something, like even if it's annoying to me, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Like,
Yeah.
not complain about it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, vice versa too. She does the same. But,
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you guys. It seems like you've like each taken on your own role.
Yeah.
But then also like done it in a way that complements each other's
Yes, for
abilities. And I
sure.
think that honestly took us a while to navigate what that looked like. Because I
Yeah.
think we had different expectations for each other.
Yeah.
That were constantly not being met every day. And then
Yeah.
we're like, okay, well, now I'm getting a little bitter. And then now we just had a conversation, figure it out. But
And I think it was pretty easy because, I mean, I lived on my own and stuff for a couple years anyway, and she was still at her parents. So I feel like when you get married and somebody, at least one of the people is coming from like their parents' house, like it doesn't feel like your two lives are combining as much because like that's generally when people would move out anyway to college and other stuff. But I feel like if people are already been living on their own for like 5 years or whatever, and then
Yeah.
they try to combine their lives, I feel like it's a little harder probably because like
Yeah.
you're used to taking your shoes off in your own house and the other one's not, and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Versus, I mean, the other way, it's just kind of like she's like, we're so young, it's like we're open to the idea of like, oh yeah, we're changing now.
Yeah.
But I feel like the older you get, you're probably less likely to want to change.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of are like, this is how I do it. Like,
Yeah.
why are you trying to tell me anything different? Whereas, like, when we were like, still in college, we're like, we don't really know how we operate.
Yeah.
Did you ever like finish high school though? Like, so you never even took like pre-calc or algebra? Like you just
Ever
literally.
since the second grade, I don't think I've taken a test ever, besides like my driving test and something like that.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. So.
Yeah, I mean, ever since the second grade, that was when I went homeschooled, and like my mom, like she'd like give me little quizzes and stuff, but it wasn't like she's gonna give me like an A or a B or a C. It was just like we sit down and do the work together, and like that's it. And then freshman year, I just kind of stopped doing school, dropped out.
Yeah,
So
but
I guess in other states they're checking up on parents to make sure that their kids actually finish school.
Yeah.
But you guys just didn't have to do that being in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like a
Okay.
big thing in Oklahoma. Like everybody like tries to like fight to like keep that right. I guess I don't know what it is, but like to like educate your kid on like what you want to educate them on.
Yeah.
Versus like what the state wants to. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Like, do you know anything about history? Like, do you ever see stuff in the news and you're like, I don't even, like, what's World War II? Like, what happened? Dude, there's a comedian, Nate Bargatze. He made a joke about how he was watching the movie Pearl Harbor, and he said he was just as shocked as everyone in the movie when the Japanese came in and started bombing Pearl Harbor. Like, have you had anything happen like that?
No, not really. Because I mean, I guess once you're like once it's not mandatory anymore, I feel like you just do it voluntarily. Like I'll be on YouTube or whatever, like you just learn that way, like growing up. Like still, I mean, this day, like the only content I really watch is like either like stuff related to like work stuff, or it's content of just random things like how World War II ended. Like it's just like stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm just
So-
trying to fill in the gaps from high school.
Yeah, if
I
it's
feel
something
like you
that
just-
interests him, he will. So.
Yeah, I feel like you just naturally learn after that. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just.
There's probably some things you could ask him about that he'd have no
My
clue.
personal thing, I think after 8th grade you're good. I think high school's kind of useless.
Okay, what are the three branches, like the three core branches of government?
Ooh.
Oh gosh, I graduated and I don't know
What
if
are
I
they
can tell you
called?
that.
Abby,
Wait, you know
you
what
got
it is?
this?
Judiciary,
What do you-
legislative.
Prejudice.
Prejudice.
I don't-
It's executive, judicial, and legislative. Yeah.
Okay,
Gosh.
exactly.
It's like the
I wouldn't have
president,
got that either.
Congress, and
House.
Well, yeah,
Don't
like the
ask
House.
me too many
yeah.
details about the branches, but
Wow.
anyway, that's so funny. Do you read books?
No.
Okay.
Only the Bible. That's it.
Yeah.
It's very slow too. When I get to flip the page, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
It takes a long time.
it does.
That's so funny. Thank you to DoorDash for sponsoring this portion of today's episode. I'm starving.
I am also starving. I was literally just thinking about DoorDashing some Mediterranean
No, I
after
was
this.
thinking about DoorDashing.
Really?
Salad and go.
That's the thing, though. You can DoorDash what you want to DoorDash, and I can DoorDash what I want to DoorDash.
That's true.
We don't have to get the same thing.
That's true. And with DashPass, there's $0 delivery fees.
That is right. Way to go. Where did you learn that information?
From
our podcast.
From our podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you to Unplanned
Thank you, Matt and
Podcast.
Abby.
No. DashPass is an exclusive membership with DoorDash that gets you unlimited $0 delivery fees on eligible orders, and you also get members only discounts. DoorDash is so convenient because you're getting the food you want, but you don't have to go out, which before would have been like, that's pretty lazy. But when you have kids or you're just going, DoorDash saves you so much time.
Yeah.
So like for today, it's like with the kids napping right during when I would want to eat lunch, I'm not able to go out and leave. That
Yeah,
is-
if we both want to go out and get some lunch together, nope, can't do that. But we
With
can have
DoorDash.
lunch together here with DoorDash.
Yeah, and when we're traveling, we also DoorDash a lot, especially if we don't have a car. It's so nice to just get food sent to a hotel or an
Yeah.
Airbnb, wherever we're at.
That's actually what I do. Every time I'm in Nashville recording new music, I usually don't have a car. So I just DoorDash stuff right to the studio.
DashPass is only $9.99 a month, and it's the most affordable way to get everything you need delivered right to your door. And on average, it pays for itself in just 2 orders. I know we DoorDash more than twice a month. So,
do.
It's totally worth it, and you get food from your favorite restaurants, from grocery stores. Open the door to $0 delivery fees and savings you can't get anywhere else. Sign up for DashPass today, only on DoorDash, and get your first 30 days free if you're a new member. Subject to change, terms apply.
Back to the episode.
How did you guys start to establish rhythms when you got married?
It was those questions again that I don't feel like we have
Well,
good
I
answers.
can answer this
Yeah,
one
yeah.
because so the boys, him and his brother have lived together since they moved out to LA, and he actually still lives with us now. But
Oh, just
really?
3 of you guys.
it's 4 of us because the cousin
Hey.
lives with us too.
Oh, that's fun.
Who's this cousin?
The one that we work with.
Ah,
yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
he just works for us, and he's just kind of like our assistant and stuff. So
That's fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, so when the boys had moved from LA to Dallas, I was over at the apartment every day, and it kind of slowly started happening there. We'd be there, and I don't know, I would just, if I'm there all day, I'm a very clean person. I don't like any filth anywhere. So it's if I was there all day, I wanted it to be clean. So I would just constantly clean. And it was he'd be working, and I was like, oh, I can do your laundry. I can do that for you. So it kind of started before we were even engaged. And then when we got engaged and got married. It just kind of all came together. I don't know. We never like had the conversation of like what jobs do we each want to have in our marriage and like stuff like that. It just kind of happened. But
yeah. I will say, I mean, yeah, she's been a huge help. Like, I don't think I realized it the other day when she was gone out of town. I went to go, I think it was use the laundry, and I didn't know how to work it. I never did it in my life.
Well, you had, when he lived, it's the same machine
Or not
they
my life.
had.
I mean, since we got married, like, since we have that.
He
so.
had used it before, but he just hadn't used it in so long. He, like, forgot.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't expect him to. He works a lot, so I want to help him when he tries to make me work as little as I can. So I try to do everything else that he's not interested in.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys plan on having kids at some point?
Oh yeah, yeah. We really do want kids. We don't really know when though. Yeah, we say, well, sometimes there's some days we're like, let's just do it now. Let's have a kid now. Like we'll be fine. But then sometimes we're like, how would we function with the kid right now? Like,
Yeah.
So I don't know. The other day we said we'll wait 2 years maybe, but we might change our mind next week.
You guys have a
You
lot
never
of
know.
time.
I know.
And we did too, honestly. Like we waited 2 years till we started trying, and then we had our in the third year of marriage. So
Oh.
Did
Yeah.
you guys plan? Like,
yeah, but like all of our friends told us, oh, it'll take like 6 months to a year to get pregnant. Like once you start trying, and like we got pregnant right away.
They said
Wow.
like 3 to 5 months, or I don't know.
So you just don't know. Like everyone's situation is different.
Everyone's different. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did get pregnant right away, and then we got kind of pregnant by surprise with our second one
Aw.
shortly after having our first. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys wait till marriage?
Yeah.
How
why
was
do you think we
that?
got married so quick?
I know. I'm like, I kind of assumed, but I'm like, that's hard. That's really
Yeah.
hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
tell me about it. I mean, yeah.
yeah. I don't know. That's not the reason we got married young. We just knew we weren't gonna play house together. That's the thing is I was never gonna like actually fully move in with him, and we weren't gonna do all that stuff until we actually were married. And when we had decided we were ready to be married, we were like, well, we're not going to wait 5 years because that's what society wants us to do. We're going to get married when we're ready to get married.
Yeah, I don't really see the point in getting married if you're already living together, doing everything together.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing really changes if you are married or not married. I mean, yes, I mean, I don't really see the point. Like, if you've already been living together for 5 years and doing life together for 5 years, it's like, marriage isn't really like an extra step. You know what I mean? It's like you're already doing everything.
Yeah.
But
what was the wedding like?
It was beautiful. It was everything I wanted in a wedding. We got married, except for the weather. Oh my goodness, I forgot about that. It was in Oklahoma in the middle of June, and we were in like kind of like a forest-looking place. I don't know. It was a pretty big wedding. We had like almost 200 people.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, all of our family and friends were able to make it, so we were really happy.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Were
There
you
was a lot
nervous
of-
for the wedding day?
no, people ask me that, and I'm like, I feel like my brother was more than me. The wedding day, he was like, "Are you ready, bro?" And I was like, "I guess." Like, I mean,
Maverick was more worried because he was like giving his brother away because they've been like attached at the hip.
Oh,
their
that's
whole life.
right. Yeah, and living together too. He's like, who am I gonna live with now? Like,
He's like,
you're
"Well,
moving out of the
live
house.
yeah, no, he still lives with us now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, he's probably gonna be getting married soon now, and I think we're still all gonna live together. I don't really know.
He's
Well,
But
yeah. Well, his wife might have other plans though. Who knows?
he hasn't come to terms with that yet. Because
Once one of us has a kid, then we'll definitely separate. But even then, we'll probably get land and build our houses like on the same property.
That's how close you guys are.
Yeah,
That's
oh my
so cool.
gosh. I don't think that they would survive if they weren't as close as they were.
Yeah, no, there's no way we can
That's so
separate.
How do you
sweet.
feel about it?
I mean, honestly, I think it is great, and I love Maverick. He's like I feel like he's my like actual brother now. Like we're very close, and like we all have a very open relationship in the house, and like are very close with each other like that. Not
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't
I was like-
say it
I was
don't
like,
say it like that.
That sounded weird, but I'm not gonna say anything.
that's not what I meant.
So an open relationship. So can you like elaborate more on that? Yeah.
Okay, open meaning like we can all have like serious conversations with each other, but also be very unserious, and like
Yes.
Maverick and I will fight and we'll be fine. Like it's
Is that weird for you when it's like your wife and your brother fighting?
What side do you take?
No,
Most
I
of
mean,
the time-
normally you guys never been in an actual serious fight. Like it's always like you're so annoying, you have to take your shoes off. Like it's never like been like. Like name one fight.
Dude,
that's
the
been, like,
shoes
bad.
off thing drives me insane. Everyone in our house wears their shoes all around the house.
Wow.
We just got our carpets professionally cleaned literally 2 weeks ago. Abby wears her shoes on the carpet every day. I'm always like, babe, I've told you this about 17 times. Could you please take your shoes off?
You're so patient with me, but here's my thing is that like if I need something upstairs and I have the kids all loaded up and my shoe, I'm like, am I really gonna untie my shoes and put them back on?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what Maverick always says. He's like, Kate, I understand the no shoe rule, but if I have my shoes on and I realize I need something, I'm gonna go get it. And I'm like, just don't.
But then my feet turn black in the house. I look down at my feet and they're covered in dirt and all the stuff from the floors. And
That's gonna happen anyway.
And I know for a fact, and then Abby's like, well, it's just, that's how our floors are all the time. I'm like, no, they're not. Like when we mop our floors, my feet don't just get dirty all of a sudden from walking around.
Yeah.
So I've actually thought of potentially getting a little like Nerf gun and then like shooting people with darts if they wear their shoes.
That's a good idea.
And then I've made her, and then they can shoot me with the Nerf gun if I'm like,
you leave your shoes out.
if I leave my shoes out, because that's something that I do. So I'll leave my shoes out.
He'll have like 5 pairs out on the main floor at any given time.
Yeah, just like by every door. So like anytime I need to leave the house, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm not going barefoot outside.
Wait, I'm so curious though. So if they get in a fight, then whose side are you taking?
Well, like I said, it's never a serious fight.
When your brother attacked me the other day, that was a pretty serious fight.
Attacked me? He did not attack you. What do you mean?
He threw. Y'all ever heard of whirly ball?
No.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, okay. That's the most serious fight they've ever been.
I was livid.
Whirly ball's like a game. It's only in Dallas and I think one other city. And you're in like a go-kart bumper cart type of thing. It's like bumper cars, but they go kind of fast. And then you're playing with lacrosse sticks with a wiffle ball playing basketball. So you're in a go-kart with a lacrosse stick playing basketball with a wiffle ball.
Yeah.
That is kind of cool. I really want to try that.
It's really fun. And anyways, you're not allowed to like throw your lacrosse stick. And Kate's about to like score like in like the basketball part, and Maverick chunks his lacrosse stick at her, and he tries to like hit her racket, but he hits the back of her head, and she kind of lost it on him.
Because everyone knows when I play games, I don't like the mean talk. I don't like when people trash talk me in games. It's not fun for me. Be nice to me. And I don't like when people are physical with me. Like, I don't like it. And so everyone knows that. It's just a known fact that everybody knows about me. And I'd already told him, I was like, stop hitting us with your racket, Matt, because he was trying to like wave it and stuff, and it kept hitting us, and I was getting hurt. Me and his sister were upset. And then he chunks a racket and hits me in the head, and it hurts. So I got mad, and I yelled at him, and I was like, I told you to stop.
But that was the most serious fight, and even then, like all of us are laughing still. Like, we all think it's funny. And y'all were over it in like 1 minute. Like you never.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I get aggravated just with like not taking his shoes off, and when I just feel like the house isn't clean and stuff is everywhere. But yeah, I guess it's not really serious stuff. It's just kind of like, well, that's inconvenient.
Just like living with other people type of thing.
But overall, it really is good. Like we do have a really good relationship, and we get along very well. Like 98% of the time. And now he's got a girl that he's gonna get married to, and she's great. So I'll have like a friend. And
That's
I'm so
really
excited.
cool.
But yeah.
Do you get along with your brother pretty well?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we obviously have like fist fights and stuff now and then.
Actually, like, have you ever punched him in the face before?
Oh yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, like really bad. Like, I mean, just one fight that comes to mind is, I mean, we were probably like 18, 19, and we were upstairs at a house, and he wanted me to go downstairs to grab him something because both of his feet were broke. And I was like, your feet aren't really broke, dude. Like, and like I see him walk around all day long with these casts on. And I'm like, dude, you can walk downstairs, fine, you can go get it. And we ended up like escalating the fight, and he like shoves me out of my chair, and then I grab like this Nerf gun that was laying around and like slam it into him. And then that's when, like when you push your sibling or something, and then you realize you did it too hard, and then you got to run, right? So I hit him with that, and I was like, oh no. So then I start running. And I run down the stairs, and then all of a sudden he can walk down the stairs. He jumps down the whole staircase with both of his feet and kicks me in the back with 2 broken feet.
Did he like re-break the feet again?
No, they were fine, which is what the argument was about the whole time. I was like, see?
Your feet are fine.
I'm just imagining him with like 2 casts like on his feet.
No, it was like more like the boots, like the Velcro boot type of things. But they were both broken. But he was like towards the end of the healing process.
Okay.
You're fine.
I feel like the doctor, if the doctor heard that story, he would not be about that.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Yeah.
But actually, our doctor would. Our doctor growing up, like I said, we were in a small town.
Like when his brother broke both of his feet, he was like, listen, you could pay to get a cast on him, but if you just put on your hunting boots and keep those on, those will do the job. And so he didn't, because he couldn't, his brother didn't want to pay for the cast. He was like, oh, I can't afford that, so I'll just wear my hunting boots. So he just wore his hunting boots until his feet healed.
Did he take insurance? Like what?
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah. No, he was legit. Kind of.
Well,
Yeah.
what did his musically look like?
That's funny.
You're from a small town, so did he deliver you? Is he
Deliver?
You know, because like
Oh.
Abby's
I see
from a
what you're
small
saying.
town too, not nearly as small, but I'm pretty sure the same doctor that delivered Abby was also like,
He's like a family doctor too. Like
yeah, they kind of do it all.
Oh, you're gonna love this then. Yeah. So, my mom did an at-home birth.
Oh my god!
In the
Oh really?
living room.
So
Okay.
there was no doctor.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Oh.
It was just literally family, and then they have, what are those called? Like
Birthing pool.
like the nurse that comes over.
Oh, the
There's
midwife.
The midwife.
Yeah.
There's a midwife that came over, and that's it. But I mean, she's not really like a doctor. She just like
Yeah.
knows how to deliver a baby, kind of.
But there's like home videos of his birth, and it's like,
It's just in my parents' bedroom.
Wow.
and like, were there people, like, was everyone watching?
Yeah, I think so.
Everyone's just like watching. The whole family's just gathered around in their bedroom watching Cash be delivered.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was really just family
kinda
and
cool,
the midwife.
honestly.
That's it.
Do you feel pressure to do a home birth because that's how your husband was born?
I don't feel pressured, honestly. We've talked a lot about what we want to do, and I think when I get pregnant, I mean, if everything goes well and like I have a healthy pregnancy and like the doctors say like it's safe to do it at home with the midwife, I probably would.
But also where we live is only like 4 minutes from the
Yeah,
hospital.
our house is
so it's
4
like-
minutes away from a hospital if anything were to go wrong. So I don't know. It just would depend on the pregnancy and like if everything went really well and stuff. But I'm not against it at all. Like,
My mom did do my first 2 siblings out of hospital though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just me.
yeah.
How many siblings do you have?
2. I was gonna make a number up, but yeah, 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has his older
Your-
sister.
Okay, older sister.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
are y'all close with her too?
Yeah.
I am. I love her. They just moved to Atlanta, so I'm really sad. But
Yeah, not like me and my brother.
yeah, they're like a different level. Like, still living together close.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I never met anybody as close as me and Matt besides twins maybe. Like
Yeah.
like some twins we know
Yeah.
still live together a lot.
I honestly thought that you were twins.
Yeah, that's
I
what
just
everyone
assumed
thinks,
that.
yeah.
'Cause it's your relationship is similar to that of how twins
Yeah.
operate.
Yeah,
typically.
yeah. It's kind of
Yeah.
the same thing.
Thank you to Factor for sponsoring this portion of today's episode. Warmer and sunnier days are on the horizon, and you can take
They've actually
full-
already hit. It's been like over
It
100
is actually
degrees multiple
here
times
in
in
Phoenix.
Arizona.
It's pretty toasty, but it's time to take advantage of Factor no prep, no mess meals. I don't know if you guys have tried the sun-dried tomato chicken from Factor, but that is by far my favorite Factor meal. It is amazing. Have you had that one, babe?
You steal all of them every time, but it's okay because I
Try
like there's like a garlic chicken thighs one. It has mushrooms. It's really good.
The wellness shots are fire. I love the one that has lemon and
And
cayenne
cayenne?
pepper.
Yeah,
It just,
that one kicks you.
It like kicks the back of your throat in a good way. It's like an explosion of flavor in your mouth.
It's really nice because I feel like with lunches, I'm always hitting like a roadblock. I don't
Yep.
know what to eat for lunch. I've talked to other people. They're in the same boat. It's in the middle of the day. You're busy. It's so annoying to like have to stop and like prepare a whole meal. We're not going to do that. We're not going to plan for
Yeah,
that.
if you guys haven't heard of Factor, they are pre-made, fresh, never frozen meals sent right to your doorstep. All you got to do is plop them in the microwave for like 2 minutes and then they're ready to go. They also chef craft these meals and they have calorie smart options, protein plus, and they even have keto.
My favorite part is that you don't have to shop, you don't have to prep, you don't have to cook, you don't even have to clean up because it's all in a container, so you can just eat it, toss it, and it is delicious meals.
So crush your wellness goals this May with dietitian approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. Head to factormeals.com/unplanned50 and use code unplanned50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code unplanned50 at factormeals.com/unplanned50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
Now back to the episode.
Is it true that you guys once hugged for 4 hours straight?
That is true.
Oh, what? Where did you do your research?
I did my weird. Yeah, you said it on your podcast. So.
We did. Did we?
Yeah, that was when I'm bad with dates and all that stuff. That's her. You tell that story.
Gosh, I was probably 13 and he was 14. It was before we had started dating, but like I said, I was not a good friend to my friend when he was in town. And so I was at her house, and me and my 2 other friends are like laying in her bed, like about to fall asleep. And Cash comes downstairs and he sits in like the chair in the corner of her room and he's just talking to us. And then he like slowly like makes his way over to the side of the bed, but there's 3 people in the bed, so there's no room for him. And which we were 13. There was no need for him in the bed, but he like is just like
I wasn't supposed to be down there.
Yeah, he was not supposed to be in the room. The parents
supposed
were
to
like
be boys
asleep.
upstairs, girls downstairs.
Yeah. And so he like had snuck downstairs and we're all talking, and my friends, they both start to kind of fall asleep, and yeah, we just started hugging, and he's like on his knees, like on the side of the bed, like leaned over hugging me, and he just sat like that all night until.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, I was trying to get a kiss, never got one. So.
Well, I had a
waited 4
boyfriend
hours.
at the time.
Oh.
Yeah, which was I wouldn't say that if I was you. That makes you look bad.
I was 13.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, it was
anybody's 13-year-old relationship that serious?
Yeah, but yeah, if you guys ever have like co-ed sleepovers with your kids, guys upstairs, girls downstairs, does not work.
No.
Does not work.
We could have a security camera going. So it's like, and it like detects movement, you know? Maybe that's what we could do.
I never
Yeah.
had co-ed sleepovers. Did you?
Kind of.
Some people
yes.
don't let their kids do sleepovers at all now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which I
well,
can-
I never ever had them. The only time that ever happened was when I went to my uncle's house
Same.
down in Texas, and he allowed co-ed sleepovers.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that was
he
it.
like genuinely like the poor guy. He like wholeheartedly believed that if he said right before he went to bed, "Hey, you boys stay upstairs and you girls stay downstairs," like we weren't.
He thought the stairs like disappeared or something in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Like we weren't gonna go downstairs. But
Oh, yeah.
So, and like I don't know, that was the only time we ever did it, and it was only because my friend like had brothers, so then they would have friends over
That's
too.
the thing. We have 2 boys, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if we had
Yeah, if you had
daughters,
girls,
maybe-
it might
which is
change
actually
it.
the reason why most parents, I think, that have made the decision not to allow sleepovers. It's because of like their friends' siblings.
Yeah.
Like if you had like a daughter that had an older brother or
Yeah.
anything, or like would have other guys at the house too
Yeah.
because of that.
yeah.
I can see that reasoning.
Yeah, my parents never allowed them. Like, if my sister was having friends over, we weren't allowed to have friends over.
Yeah.
But also, they didn't really care about siblings-wise because our sister was older than all of us. So it's like, normally,
yeah.
much older girls don't go for much younger guys. And
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
it was never an issue at our house. But yeah, if we had like friends over, my sister wasn't allowed to.
Yeah.
There can be a double sleepover situation.
No, I liked her friends though, but they were way too old for me. But
Yeah, his sister was she is a model, so she would have all her model friends over, and he would be
I was
just-
like 12 years old. I was like,
This is amazing.
yeah, all these models are staying the night at his
Dude,
house.
you probably okay. Like when I was in high school, one of our friends had an older sister, and people would like
the
tease
best
him and
thing.
stuff. No, but he would get like made fun of, like be like, "Oh,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
your sister's so hot." Like, did your friends do that to you?
yeah, but pretty much all my best friends also had an older sister, and I was like,
Oh.
yours is too.
Oh, okay.
You can throw it right
Like,
back.
right back at you.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
I've got a juicy question for you guys. So, pranks online, are any of those staged? Like how does this work?
You mean like
tell me the
like,
tea?
There's like YouTube pranks or like some TikTok pranks
Both.
or both?
Both. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them. I'd say 50-50. Some are straight up fake, but those ones aren't really normally as much pranks. Those are more just like funny videos. Like
Okay.
pranks, a lot of times, I would say the majority of the time we try to do them real, and maybe it doesn't turn out, so then we do it again, or something like that. But I mean, sometimes we do just kind of overplay it more. But I mean, I would say it's like, I mean, we don't really do that many pranks, I feel like,
Yeah.
on YouTube and stuff.
If you're our audience, click off now.
It's real.
Actually, no, I don't want
know.
y'all's retention to drop.
Yeah. Keep watching to the end. I'll expose it then. But yeah, I mean, I would say it's like, I don't know, 50-50. I can't really think of any pranks we've done.
I don't know.
Recently.
I mean,
That's why I was trying to think of one. But
I know I'm trying to think
I don't
about
know.
pranks we've done, and I like don't think
Back
of
in the
any.
day, like they were real on our YouTube vlogs. Like my brother, like for instance, one time he got the identical car key that I had. He ordered one, and I thought it was my car key. So he brought it outside, tied it to helium balloons, and called me outside. And then he let it go. I was like,
Well, there goes my car key.
yeah, I was like, come on. But I didn't get mad. I was just like, oh no. But then finally, after like a couple hours, they were like, no, we got your car key.
You guys used to make a lot of music together, right? Like,
Yeah.
is that something that you're no longer doing? Are you kind of done making
now
music?
we need to. We're gonna drop more stuff soon.
Oh, you
but
are? Okay.
Yeah, in the last like 2 or 3 years, we've only dropped one song, which was the song I dropped when I proposed to her. I proposed to her in a music video. But that was the last one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're dropping more soon now.
Yeah.
Were you totally shocked when he proposed to you during the music video shoot?
Yeah, so I was really confused actually because we had been talking about getting engaged and stuff, so I didn't really like know what to expect. And this one day he had like lied so hard to me and I fully believed it. He was like, "Oh, I'm working on a shoot with our friend, like he's a videographer. He's like, I'm helping him out today, like, but you can't come, like it's a really strict set, like they don't want extra people there if they don't have to be." And I was like, okay. So he's gone like all day. And then they were like, "Oh, but we do need you for the last scene, so show up then." So I like showed up and I was under the impression that I was getting kidnapped. That's like what that's what they told me
Oh
was
my
gonna
God.
happen.
We told her it was like a short film about a girl getting kidnapped or something.
Yeah.
like
Wait,
that.
why did you tell her that?
Because when she showed up, I had to blindfold her.
Yeah.
So I was like, we need you like blindfolded so it looks like you're getting kidnapped. She's
Okay.
like, oh, that makes
I was
sense.
like, that is the weirdest way to propose to a girl. Like, okay, you're getting kidnapped, but like, I'm actually gonna, propose to you.
So we blindfolded her,
Yeah.
and then that makes it. And I was like, but we want to try to do it real, and then like if it doesn't turn out, then we'll reshoot it. And she's like, okay.
Yeah.
So they like blindfolded her and then brought her up like
Yeah.
to like the top of like the balcony where we were.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
and so when I walked out there, I like took my blindfold off 'cause, like I was scared actually for my life because I was blindfolded and they walk me. Maverick comes out and gets me, which I don't know why it was okay for Mav to be there and not me. I didn't process that, but he comes out and he gets me and he walks me up like 5 flights of stairs and I was like, Mav, like where am I going? Just tell me where I'm going. And he was like, you're fine, Kate, you're fine. And then I like felt the wind because we were so high up in like the middle of Dallas. I felt like the wind like hit me.
We were 2 stories high.
It felt so
We were
high.
not that high up.
No, I walked forever. I'm telling you guys. It was the longest walk of my life. And so then like I felt all the wind and I was like, we're on a rooftop. And I like genuinely was like, what if they push me off? Like that was like what was
Wait, that's terrifying.
I was like, what is happening? And then I like took my blindfold off. They were like, take your blindfold off. And so I took it off and I like realized what was happening and I was like the full expression in the video is like completely real. And I turned and I looked at the city and I turned my head and all of our family was there and all of our friends. And I was like, where did y'all come from? Like,
I thought this was a closed set.
Yeah.
and so I was like, I asked him, I was like, is this real? And then I didn't even say yes, actually. Like, I was just like, and then they had to reshoot me saying yes because I didn't actually say yes. But,
You're like,
But
well,
we shot the music video backwards. So like we shot that and then we shot the rest of the music video because then she
Yeah.
could know about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Did you guys kiss when you proposed?
Yeah, that
Okay.
was the first, or not the first time. We kissed and then we stopped kissing for the rest of while we were dating, and then we kissed when we proposed, and then we kissed when we got married. And then we
Oh
haven't-
wow!
haven't
So you
kissed
guys
since.
didn't even kiss while you were dating.
Haven't kissed
basically.
Yeah, no, we didn't kiss while we were dating.
And
Well,
when
we
you're
did when we
engaged?
first started, and then we quit.
yeah, for the first
Okay.
like couple months we did.
How did you like not kiss? Like, did you just always like date each other with people around and stuff? Like, did you ever do dates just on your own?
No, we did.
Yeah.
It was just that I think that was the issue since she was like always over at our place. Like if we just like we try not to be in like a room alone, really, like in like a bedroom alone. But I mean, we still were sometimes. But the main thing was like kissing because we were like, if we don't kiss, it's kind of
never
hard to
gonna-
like lead that much into other things and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was just kind of like we were like, if we just cut it there, like then we're good.
Yeah, and it worked. Like after that, we didn't really.
that's
have
some
any
good
issues.
discipline.
Yeah,
That is seriously. That's
Yeah.
pretty freaking hard.
it was like at first it was kind of weird. It was like, wow, we're not kissing, but then eventually it just became like normal, and it was like
Yeah, but we still kissed each other on the cheek. So
Yeah.
even then, when we got married, for the
even
first like.
now actually we still like.
We still kiss each other on the cheek way more because we're just used to
Yeah.
that now. And it's
Really?
like,
That's sweet.
I don't
Yeah.
know why. It's just like we always do those cheek kisses instead because we're
Yeah.
so used to it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Actually, Matt, you do you notice that you sometimes you can't decide where you're gonna kiss? So
It's
like-
the same thing with
he
the
wants-
handshake thing. Like it's like
He's
I can't
do I
freaking
wanna
make up
kiss
my
her
mind.
forehead? Do I want to kiss her nose or do I kiss her lips? And then he's just like,
Decision paralysis. That's why, like, when we go to a
Decision
restaurant,
paralysis.
like, Abby can make a decision in 0.5 seconds.
look
I'm
at
like,
the menu, I'm like, yeah, that
babe,
sounds
like,
good.
decide what we're ordering. Like, it's just, like, easy for me because I
Yeah.
don't want to sit there and think about all the different options.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
That's
so
what she
funny.
is. Like, she'll say something, and I'm like, I mean, just you decide. I don't really care. She's like, no, you decide. I can't. I'm like,
It stresses me out.
I always make the wrong decision.
Yes.
I'm like, what the frick was I like? It's always once I've made the decision. There's no
tell
going
you-
back.
Yes.
You know.
Hundreds
so
of times
stressful.
we've been out at dinner together, and Matt will just start going quiet once the food comes, and I'm like, "Are you disappointed with your food?" And he's like, "I made the wrong decision." He's like, I ordered the wrong thing," and I'm like,
she kind of does that, but she always just goes, yours looks better. I'm like, oh, great. Yeah, that's fantastic.
It does.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
So you guys like kissed initially, and then you were like, wait a second, we want to like save that, and so then you didn't kiss your whole entire dating time
engagement.
Yeah.
and
So
then
2 years.
But then you kissed on the day of the
It
engagement,
was like a
and then
year
you
and
wait.
a half.
Okay.
Because it was like 6 months into dating is when we were like, we probably shouldn't kiss anymore. And then
Yeah, we kissed. Well, we started dating, then we cut it off. Kissed at the engagement. Didn't kiss until the wedding, and then we haven't kissed since.
yeah.
Never.
But-
Not
Maybe
even
one
on the
day.
honeymoon.
Maybe
No
we
wonder you guys
did.
don't have any kids. No.
Oh my!
No.
Yeah.
Wait, your dogs are actually out? You don't put socks on?
I need to.
Abby,
I was sitting
You're
cross-legged, but
giving
my
your-
knees got so. They were hurting.
people are gonna screenshot your feet on this episode.
Don't
She
say
could
that.
never do that. I do that on our podcast sometimes, but she hates if somebody sees her toes. But I mean, they're really long. Like her toes are like fingers. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
So, yeah, I've been told that I've gollum
Wait, so you
feet
don't wear
before.
you don't wear sandals ever?
Well, it's in my house. I can't wear shoes in my house.
Oh, in your house.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we measured it. Her
Shut up.
What is
That
it?
is not true.
the toe, whatever the toe by your big toe is called, it's as long as her pinky.
It's not.
It's
He's
talent.
literally
it's
lying
cool. It's
through
cool.
his-
I'm not hating. It's cool. But
He's
Was
lying.
it like, were you nervous to kiss on the wedding day? Like, were you worried that it might look awkward because you guys had it
Like
really
we might glitch.
yeah.
In person?
Like I
Yeah.
saw, okay, like and
and
I
we both go right and left. Like,
sure. I'm sure this was you
Go for the
guys, but
cheek.
I saw this viral clip of some couple that saved their kiss for the wedding day, but then like the dude just like went at it, like tongue and everything, and it was
Oh, I
kind
know.
of
That was on a TV show.
yeah. You watch it and you're like, oh gosh.
That's a lot.
So like I'm curious, how did you?
I mean,
what did you guys do?
you can kind of see that in the proposal video.
Oh god.
Everybody in the comments is like, you can tell they don't kiss much. It was like a makeout session. Right?
It was well because we kissed when he had like proposed, and then like a couple minutes later, the videographer was like, "Okay, can we get a scene of you guys kissing for like another shot?" And we were like, "Yeah." And like watching it back, I'm
I
like,
just can't believe I did that in front of her dad. I was like, dang,
Yes.
that was kind of
like it was intense, and like I think my brother actually said he was like, "Yeah, Dad turned around." I was like, I didn't realize it was that bad, but now watching it back, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Like,
every time I watch that video back, I'm like, oh, wow, that was a lot.
that's heavy.
You're like, well, we were kind of waiting, so.
How'd you
Just
guys
followed up.
propose? How'd you propose?
I proposed in Disney World, and Abby like cried afterward because she was
We
like
had no
so
family there
Yeah,
or
no
anything.
family was there.
I was like pretty surprised. Matt was like, I think you knew. I was like, dude, there was nobody. I knew I was the only one in that state from our family.
So did you have like a picture, like anything?
Yeah, we have
He
the video
handed
to
it
picture.
to a random
This
like
ran-
dad.
Oh, really?
This random dude took an iPhone video of our proposal, and
So
then
sweet though, because he's like, oh,
Yeah.
like he realizes like this
Dude,
is like
that's
a big
a lot of
moment.
trust in an,
He had
in
no-
an
he had
older
no
person.
idea.
Like, if you asked my mom that, she'd be videoing herself on accident.
We did not do social media or anything, so it was
Yeah.
just like,
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
if
kind of
we-
sent it. Yeah,
Yeah, if we weren't doing social media at all, I mean, it probably would have been way different.
but I forgot to kiss Abby. Like we literally just
we did
hugged.
not kiss.
We just hugged.
Really?
We
when
were
I
so
proposed.
nervous. Like there was
Yeah,
Matt was trembling. Like
Aw.
I was shaking. I was so nervous.
I
yeah.
couldn't figure out what was quite wrong.
Well, I mean,
and
like it's kind of the biggest decision of your freaking life.
no, I understand, but we had talked about getting married so much that I didn't think that at that moment you would feel so much pressure. But anyway, he was like trembling, and then afterwards, like the trolley at Disney was like honking the horn. There were so many people looking at us, and we were like, "What did you say?" And you're like, "What did you say?" We don't remember what either one of us said at the proposal moment.
So you guys, but you know, you said like,
Yeah, it's
agreed?
on video, but you can't
Yeah.
hear what we're
Yeah.
saying because it's so loud at
Yeah.
Disney.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know if I said yes or if
yeah.
Matt even asked me.
I was
but I
planning
knew
out-
that that's what was happening.
I kept like rewriting what I was going to tell Abby when I dropped down on one knee, and I couldn't like nail down a line. So then one of my buddies was like, dude, just like speak from the heart, bro. And so I spoke from the heart, and I think it came out really weird. And we still have no idea what I said because you can't even hear what I said in the video. I have no idea. I think I was just like, I love you so much.
Well, that's better.
Did you memorize your thing?
I already know what Kate's gonna say. Say it. Go ahead.
Cash is like, that's so.
This is her favorite story.
That's so sweet of you to actually think about what you want to say when you propose, honestly. Because after he proposes to me, I open up his phone and he's on WikiHow and it says, "What to say when you propose."
Listen. I spent so much time trying to make the song and the music video and keep it a secret from her and get all her family there and everything that when it came up to it, Matt was like, I'm going to go get her. And I was like, I looked at Chase, who was shooting the video, and I was like, wait, what do I say? And then he was like, I don't know, Google it. And I was like, okay. And then I Googled it. And
So what'd you say?
I don't remember.
It's in the video.
It's in the video, but I think it was like 1 or 2 sentences. I don't think it was much.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I wish I would have done different. But yeah, it was very short.
Like you wish you would have
figured out what to say.
Figured out what to say.
Okay, hold up though, because since you guys were saving your kiss for marriage, did that were you bothered by the fact that he kissed you? Were you like, what the frick, dude? Like, we already decided we were gonna kiss, and now you're kissing me.
No, I wanted him to so bad. I was like,
okay.
when you propose, you have to kiss me.
Okay.
Like, please. And he would play it like, I don't know if we should. But then he did, so it was fine.
Yeah, but it was just it was not stressful, but I was just so busy trying to get the music video and all that. I mean, I don't know if you... Oh, wait, you do music, right?
I do music, yeah.
Yeah, so you know what it's like a little. But the guy, Chase, who shoots all our music videos, he was flying to town, and the day before he was flying to town, I didn't have a song for it. But we were shooting a music video, and I didn't have a song. And he was like, dude, you better get a song. So we have an at-home studio, and I was in the studio all day and night trying to find a song. And then finally on his flight there, I had a song, and he landed and we recorded it. But yeah, it was very busy shooting a music video with no song.
Do you produce? Do you produce all of your own stuff?
I mean, we do it enough to run it ourselves, the studio and stuff. But just enough to run it. Mixing, master, and all that, I don't do it. My friend Chase, who shoots the videos, also does it.
Shout out to Claritin for supporting this episode and providing us with samples.
Do you know I should be the poster child of Claritin?
Oh my gosh, that's so true.
It's
you
all
have
I
so
took.
many snot boogers all the time.
I always took Claritin growing up. My mom would be like, Matt, did you not take your Claritin today?
You took it every single day?
I took it every day because in the Midwest, my allergies went crazy. It was essential to live and exist in the Midwest where the weather constantly changes and there's always allergens in the air. It was like a survival tool for me.
Luckily, for those of you that live with symptoms of allergies, just like Matt, you can live Claritin Clear with Claritin D. It's designed for serious allergy sufferers. Claritin D has 2 powerful ingredients in just 1 pill that relieve your allergy symptoms and decongest your nose so you can breathe better. This double action combination of prescription strength allergy medicine and the best decongestant available relieves sneezing, runny nose, itchy and watery eyes, and itchy nose and throat, and sinus congestion and pressure with ease.
Ready to live life as if you don't have allergies? It's time to live Claritin Clear. Can we just give it up for that?
Fast and powerful relief is just a quick trip away. Find Claritin D at the pharmacy counter. Ask for Claritin D at your local pharmacy counter. You don't even need a prescription. Go to Claritin.com right now for a discount so you can live Claritin Clear. Use as directed.
Now back to the episode.
What's the thing that keeps you guys the most busy during the day? You were I'm so busy. What do y'all do? All day?
Great question. It's a lot. I think it's kind of like you guys where there's just a lot of different platforms that we operate on with TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, even Twitter now. So it's with all the different accounts and podcasts, YouTube channel, TikTok. Now I'm doing music, but then we're also parents.
Wait, do you post those?
Post what?
Do you physically are you the one that clicks post
for the song?
No, for just
all your posting.
all your content.
Now we have a team that helps with posting the content.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes yes, it depends. Sometimes if it's not business hours, I'll be 9:00 at night. I'm the one posting it because a video has to go out. But What about you guys?
I would say for you, the main thing that you work on is definitely just the LOL brand, whether that's the podcast or the club videos or just the thumbnails and stuff like that. We don't have a very big team yet to so both of the boys are very hands-on on all of it. And then on top of that, we do have a social media management company where we have like a couple of influencers. There's not many, like very many girls, but we have a couple of influencers that we like have signed on as like their manager, and so he has a couple of email inboxes he has to go through, and then on top of that, like
Well, I don't really do those. I mean, Chase
did take those over.
Yeah, they
I
all
guess.
take over all the emails.
Yeah,
now. But I mean, it's just kind of like just managing people, stuff like that. Just trying to get all the channels going.
Yeah.
And then hers is kind of random. Hers is like mixed with work, and then also mixed with like just household daily stuff. Like,
because like my like social media, for some reason, I mean it's because I'm a girl, not for some reason, but brands just like girls way more. So like my TikTok page, and our couples one I guess does pretty well too, but like it's my TikTok and the couples one that does like the brand deals on TikTok, and like if I have a YouTube sponsor, it's like
way more for like makeup, hair, stuff like that. It's just like way more. So we do
a lot of the brand deals I like on like not the podcast, but everything else I'll do just because they want one of our channels.
Do you guys do stuff like kind of like 50-50 like that? Like y'all each work and each like do house stuff, or do you guys like split it up?
So, I mean, at this point, Abby spends a lot. Like, I spend the mornings with our kids and every day after 5 o'clock with our kids and with Abby. But now Abby's like, rather than working from like 8 to 5 like I typically do, Abby spends half that time with the kids because she you know, likes being a stay-at-home mom.
At least half the day I'm with the kids. It just depends on like what I have to get done. I just realized like we don't really talk about like this type of stuff a lot, but like if I'm trying to work and be a mom, like one of them is going to suffer if I try to do it at the same time. Because before I was like, I don't want to be away from my kids. Like I can work when I'm with them, but then I was like, wait, this is kind of sad. They're not getting
like you're there but you're not present.
I'm there but I'm not present, and it's just like, and then I'm doing a bad job of my job too. So I only like work half a day, but then if I don't have much to do that day, even that I'm like, I'll go be with the kids, and then I'll just push this off to after bedtime or like something later. But most of the time I'm just like mom, and it's really fun. Like it's like my dream. Like it's all I ever wanted.
She works more right now, but the second we have kids,
I know
she'll drop a lot more.
Okay, sorry, not to, you know, I just want to circle back to the no kissing thing because I think that's so. I think it's so interesting. Like seriously, I'm just genuinely so curious.
Not a lot of people do that, honestly.
Yeah, not many people do that. So, like, what did your parents think? What did your friends think? What did people online think that you guys were waiting to kiss till marriage?
I don't really know what my parents. I don't really have any like memory of talking to them about it really, but my brother is the specific one I can think. He was like, dude, what? And like he did not understand it really. And which ironically now he just got a girlfriend and they're probably gonna get married soon, and they don't kiss now either.
No way.
And they did the same thing.
He was like the one that would poke the most fun at us over it, and now he does it, which is kind of fun.
Really?
Yeah.
So he would make fun. He just made fun of you all the time for not kissing. Was he trying to get you guys to kiss? Like, oh.
No, he wasn't trying to, but he was just like I mean, I
feel like whenever we were with a group of people, they would always like, especially like our friends and stuff, they'd always be like, you guys have to kiss now, just do it. And we'd be like, no. And, like, no one ever really saw us kiss. And, like, I don't know. I don't really know what people thought of it. I'm sure a lot of people thought it was stupid. And a lot of people were, I don't know. It's because it is, like, not weird, but it's just something people don't do. Like, there's not a lot of people that do that, so.
I mean this in the most respectful way. Like, was it challenging then? Like, once you were married and you're like, okay, like, we legit just, like, basically kissed for the first time. And now you're married, so you can kind of do everything else. So, were you guys, like... Was that weird, the wedding night? Like, how did you guys approach all that?
Oh, wedding night was great.
What?
I would tell y'all after, but I don't think I want to put it on the internet.
Okay. Yeah. Totally.
But we can come back to it once we're done filming.
It was in a bad or good... It's just an interesting, funny story.
But I don't want to put it on the internet.
Yeah,
totally respect that.
Totally respect that.
But I can tell y'all after. I don't care if y'all know.
Okay.
But,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, but getting married, it wasn't like... I don't know. I feel like we were...
like the thing I was saying with the questions. Like, people ask us so many marriage questions, and I feel like we never have a good answer because, like, I don't feel like we've had any, like... I don't know, what's that called? Like, trial and tribulation. What's that called? Like,
trials and tribulations.
Yeah, I don't feel like we've had much of that yet.
Well, like we've had friends that got married like really young, really quick, and then they said that, you know, the first year of marriage was like really, really hard, and like they almost hated each other.
I don't feel like there was any challenges. It was just our first year was very interesting. It felt like because, well, one, we were so young, and then we got. Well, I say we were. Like, I'm literally still a teenage girl. Mm-hmm. Like, I forget that. But we were, like, so young.
That's her favorite phrase. I'm literally still a teenage girl.
Yeah.
But in a month, you can't say that no more.
I know. I'm, like, having, like, a crisis because I'm, like, a teenage girl, and I'm not gonna be anymore, and it's weird to think about. But
You're like, that's what I am.
yeah,
I've seen people post like they're like, I'm just what is it? I'm just a teenage mom of, or what did they say? I'm just a
Like a
24-year-old
teenage
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like you
That's
just
how
kind
I
of feel the
feel.
same way mentally, but then you're like, well,
Yeah,
I am
and
getting
our
older.
first, when we got married, we went on our honeymoon. Like the day after, we went on our honeymoon for a week, and then I
Yeah.
think we came back for, if I'm not mistaken, like a couple days maybe.
Yeah.
And then we went on tour for a month.
Yeah. And we
And-
were in a that was
So
like
our first
the
our
weirdest,
first month of marriage was in a tour bus
That
with,
was-
with like 8 or 9 other people.
including
Oh,
his
wow.
parents.
Really?
Which was great. I love his parents so much, but it's like being newlyweds on a bus with your in-laws. It's
Well,
like,
were you guys abstinent for the first month of marriage because you're on a tour bus with
They
like your whole
can't
family?
admit to anything.
No, I was actually wondering that though, because
no,
like I
we
yeah.
made, no, I mean we made it work.
That's hilarious.
Is there enough space to do it on a bus?
Okay.
Like, seriously. No, because like I'm so curious because touring, like the concept of it, it's crazy. Like you're on a tour bus and everyone's sleeping like on like a triple
Yeah.
decker
Yeah, they're
bunk
like
bed,
triple
right?
beds.
And so we just like a friend of mine from social media, Graham, is on tour with Connor Price, and we just went to see their show
Yeah.
in Phoenix. And I saw a video of like everyone on the bus, and I'm like, holy frick, they're all stacked up on top of each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
So that was literally the very first thought I had is like, how does anyone have sex on this bus?
I mean there is enough room. Not on the bunks, actually.
That's what I was thinking. Like the
No.
bunks are so tiny.
No, the bunks are pretty small. Like it was like we could barely even fit in there just to like lay together because it was pretty small. But
And I didn't want to get my bunk like dirt, so like, we always used my brother's bunk when he was gone. So no. I'm
No,
kidding.
one
It's
time-
perfect.
This
Wait,
episode.
wait, can I say this? Do you know what I'm about to say?
No.
Okay, I'll keep it.
I don't know what you're gonna say, but I already know it's a
All,
no.
all I was gonna say was the
No.
Arkansas family vacation.
No.
You can't say it? Okay. You just gotta get creative. Like when there's a will, there's a way. You know?
he's not gonna say
Yeah.
it. But
I'm
I'll
not gonna say what happened, but let's just
You
say
can fill in the blanks.
let's just say that our bedroom
There's
was like
certain
was
things-
essentially in the living room.
There's
okay.
certain things that just need to stay private.
Yeah, and I think my brother was like freaking 20 feet. Like my little brother was like sleeping like 20 feet away.
Yes.
Anyway, you get that I'm gonna stop it right there.
Be
But-
mindful.
I just
That's how she is. I would say it all, but she don't want to talk about it.
I'm okay with talking about these things, like, because we talk about marriage and
Yeah.
like that's a real
Yeah.
part of marriage. But like certain specific stories,
Yeah, there's certain stories
like,
that just don't need to be
maybe-
out there.
you can fill in
Well,
the blanks that
I
like
think the-
on family vacations it still happens, but you just gotta get
the
creative.
funniest part was you had a yeast infection that trip because we were newlyweds and no one told
No one told me.
No one told Abby to pee after we did it. So
Oh my gosh,
so
wait. Same.
that happened to you too?
Yes, we were on tour. It literally like
Oh, yeah.
we were because there was one night we had gotten back. We were in Dallas. There's one night we could be at our apartment, so we were, and then we had to get back on the tour bus, and like no one told me that, or people had told me that, but I actually thought it was a joke, and so I didn't. And then like we're literally like at these shows, and I'm in tears. And there was another girl on the bus, and she was like trying to help me, and she's like, "You should take this medicine." And the
Aw.
medicine turned your pee like neon, yeah,
like orange.
I
Yeah.
would freak out, dude.
yeah. So it was a terrible experience.
I'm
yeah,
so sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one actually told me, and
that's so bad.
yeah, because we also waited, and then like 1 week later, I was like, something is wrong.
Yeah.
I had a really bad fever. I was shaking. Remember that?
If we have daughters, we are 1000% gonna tell them like, "Hey, pee after sex." It's
Yeah.
gonna be like, it'll just be like something like it's just like, even our sons. Like, I feel like when our sons get married, it's like, tell your wife to pee after sex.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was so miserable. I
It
was like, I don't know
was.
what's wrong, but I feel like I'm dying.
Yes.
I felt horrible for you, and I remember. Was it my sister-in-law or my mom's one was like, oh, no one told her.
Yeah.
I feel like people talk about stuff so much, but no one mentions that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember at my like little bridal shower or whatever, like one of the things was like you could fill out a note card, and like all of my high school friends, like literally they wrote that. They said, "Make sure you pee after sex," and I was like, "Oh, haha, so funny." My friends just
Oh,
make it-
so you were told.
I was told, but I genuinely thought it was a joke.
Oh, it does seem like a joke.
Why honestly,
I don't
why
know.
does it do something?
I don't know. I've literally thought about it so much.
We could go see my doctor. He might know.
You never forget. Once you have one, you never forget ever again.
So bad. Like I literally had to leave the show, like middle of the show that they were at, and go like Uber to a Target to get the medicine because I was like that too. I was like just sick and like laying in my bed. It was so bad. It was terrible.
No.
I hate being sick, man.
Okay,
I'm not trying to relate here, but like
we can talk about that when your husbands are sick.
Isn't it the worst, Cash? When you're sick and you can't get out of bed, it's horrible.
That's actually so
Abby's
crazy.
legit mean to me when
yeah,
I'm
she
sick.
is too. She is too. She's like, you're fine.
I'm like, when you're
babies.
sick, I'm like, hey babe, if you want to sleep in, whatever, like I'll make you breakfast, all this stuff. I'm sick. It's like, get out of bed. Like
She's like, you're really not going to the gym this morning? Wow. I'm like, what?
And then she's like, I went to the gym. I'm like, I'm not forcing you to go to the gym while you're sick. Like, don't go to the gym,
Well, that's so bad.
When our husbands are sick, it's so sad. It's so sad. I feel so bad for you.
It's like a little like tummy ache and they're like knocked out for days.
Yes. And he's
There's
like,
no empathy there.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like, you don't have periods. You don't get pregnant. You don't have anything. I'm like, I'm sorry. There's just no empathy.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I don't want to take too much of your time. I just want to thank you for being here. Like, seriously, the fact that you're listening to this podcast right now or watching from wherever you are means the world to us. I can't believe that we get to do this, that we get to sit down with some of the most interesting people in the world and talk to them and pick their brain. And the fact that you're here means so much. If you gain any value at all out of this podcast, my hope and my ask is that you'd be willing to share it with someone that you think could also gain something from it too. We try to really have thought-provoking conversations on here. We try to have genuine, real conversations. We're very open on here, as you can tell. So we're going to continue to do our best to make this podcast the best it can be. But if you would please share it with a family member or a friend, that would mean the world to us. And now, back to the episode. One last thing I wanted to say about the yeast infection thing is when we arrived at this family vacation house or whatever in Arkansas, it was so funny because no one was supposed to know about the yeast infection.
We've never talked about this, actually.
But then somehow, like I think I might have told my mom, which then like my mom told my dad, and then my dad told everyone. So then like everybody knew.
I was like, this is something that no one really needs to know. Like, it's taken care of, but it became like the conversation.
It's like Abby has a yeast infection, so just give her some space. Like,
Keep it on the down low.
So gross too. Like even just the word.
I know. Like, why is yeast infection the word? Like,
it's so gross.
let's make like something cuter would
something
be better.
cuter.
yeah. What's a crazy story that you guys have never told on the internet?
I told Kate, I was like, I can't have a girlfriend from the ages of like 14 to 17. And then finally I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to have a girlfriend. So then I was like, called her up and I was like, hey, do you mind if I pick you up? Because I was in Oklahoma and I was graduating. And I was graduating that year. It was the year I was supposed to graduate.
Okay.
But I hadn't done school in like 3 or 4 years. But my mom was like, you're going to still graduate. So I have pictures and videos. I was like, okay. And I was like, hey, do you mind if I come like pick you up and bring you up to Oklahoma for my graduation? And she's like, yeah. So she asked her parents and stuff. And this was like the first time I met her parents. So I go down there. I mean, it was kind of known like, hey, like we might start dating. Like, so like I went out to eat with her parents and stuff. So we weren't like officially dating yet, but everybody knew like we were probably going to. And I go out to eat to Chili's with her parents. And everything went great.
You guys go to Chili's a lot, right?
Oh, yeah. My brother's favorite place. He goes about every day, sometimes twice a day. And
It's insane.
So we go to Chili's, normal meeting the parents type of vibe. And then we set off for Oklahoma, which is like 3 hours away. And we get about maybe 7 minutes down the road and we pull into an abandoned parking lot. And we're like, 15, 17, 16, 17. And right as we park, this cop sees us and he pulls up on us. And I don't really remember. I'll let you tell the story because I'm not going to say something that you get mad at. So you say the rest.
Well, we were just doing what a 15 and 17-year-old would do in a parking lot. We weren't having sex.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
Matt, shut up.
Think a little harder.
Okay, sorry. I don't know. They saved their first kiss for
I'm
marriage.
saying shut up respectfully.
No. Okay, we didn't save our first kiss for marriage because we had started kissing when we were like 13.
There was a reason we stopped kissing.
Oh. There was a reason we stopped kissing.
So we were kissing, and then we kissed the first 6 months of dating, and then about 6 months in, we were like, we don't want to be doing anything until we get married, and kissing is what's leading to all of that. So we stopped.
Yeah.
Okay, now I see.
So,
I thought you guys had never kissed.
They
before.
said that. That's why they stopped.
Got it. That makes sense.
I was like,
sorry, I'm stupid.
We're in the parking lot, and this cop pulls up on us, and he obviously knew what we were doing, but he took it like a way further extra step, and he was mad, and I was like,
oh,
he was very mad.
It was during COVID, and we were in. For some reason, we thought the movie theater parking lot was like genius because there was no cars there. But it was like right off the highway.
But yeah, he was like very mad, and then he was very mad, and I was like, I don't know why this dude's so mad, and he was like saying, this is pretty crazy. Wait, should I say that?
Yeah, he was like worried that he was actually worried that I was being trafficked.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, dude, can you not tell we're clearly like dating? We're like in high school here. And then he like the whole time he had my hands out the window like this.
I think he was genuinely concerned, Cash.
The whole time he had my hands out the window like this.
Well, did you look really young and you looked quite a bit older?
No, like I looked, we probably each looked maybe 16.
He told my parents what he was upset about was the fact that it was because it was an Oklahoma license plate, and the truck we were in was like fricked up. Like
it was my brother's truck that he first bought, and it was like it was like $1,000 truck. It was like beat up.
And so it was like an out-of-state license plate and this bright orange like beat up little pickup truck. Like it was a rough looking truck, and so that's why he was concerned, was that
he had you put your hands out the window the whole time.
The entire time. And then he called her mom.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, I just met the mom and dad like 10 minutes ago for the first time.
Oh my gosh.
Her mom comes down there, and she's not like too mad or anything. She's just like, it's okay. Like, let's just go back home or whatever, and we'll talk to your dad. And so her mom goes down there, talks to the cop. So we drive back to their house, which is like 5 minutes down the road. And Kate's in the car with me, and her mom's driving in the other car. And Kate's like, they're not going to let me go to Oklahoma anymore, and then I'm going to have to stay. And I was like, no, surely they will. I was like, there's no shot. And we get there, and somehow her parents let us still go to Oklahoma with me. I don't know how.
Why.
This was on your way to Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just took off from her house. Like 7 minutes down the road.
They called my parents, tell them everything, and then we get home, and my parents
That was awkward, man. Her mom goes in the room with her, and I'm just in the living room like this with her dad. We're like sitting across like this, and we're just dead silence. And we're just like...
That's so awkward.
Yeah.
And he like sent the other siblings to the room. And then we're just sitting here like... And he's like... Literally, all I remember that he said to me, he's like, so how many girlfriends you have? And I was like, just the one.
Yeah, and then...
And that was it.
Yeah, and then my parents somehow, I don't know how, but they somehow still let me go up to Oklahoma. And then we had to go, 3 hours later, we had to have a talk with his parents too, and it was...
Oh yeah, because the cops, I was also underage, so they also called my parents. My mom was in tears. She was very sad.
Yeah.
She was, so then when we got there, we're like, oh no, now we got to do it all again.
Yeah.
And we walk into my house, and my brother's just like...
Did you get put in cuffs at all or anything like that? Or
no, I wish. That would have been a better story, man. But no, that was pretty much it. He just had me stick my hands out the window the whole time.
Yeah.
And then he asked me why there was a baseball bat in the back seat so many times.
Yeah, he was very concerned about the baseball bat.
I was like, this is a baseball bat.
You're like, to play baseball?
You ever heard of baseball? Yeah, but yeah, that was an eventful story. My brother actually told that story at our wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
did.
gosh.
At his best man speech. It was very crazy, very unhinged.
We actually haven't put it out on the internet, and I don't know if we ever will. Like,
yeah, we can't put his best man speech out on the internet, unfortunately. But it was very. I mean, I approved it. He was like, told me some of the jokes and stuff he was gonna say. I was like, I don't care at all. And some of our people that attended, whatever they're called, some of them actually cared way more than we did.
Yeah.
But
They were like offended?
They were like mad about
just
it.
a couple people. But
Yeah.
he made a lot of jokes, like crazy stuff. But it was funny. I thought it was hilarious.
Well, thank you guys for hopping on the podcast. This has been
Yeah.
fun chatting.
Yeah.
Where can people find you guys online? I think you have like 50,000 accounts. But
Yeah, you guys can find us on MySpace. No, I'm just pretty much everywhere. Just Cash and Kate, LOL Podcast.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We'll see y'all.
Sweet.